Welcome everyone to a team game tournament with Go Up to Imp here in the yellow and the red. Now, Go Up to Imp is a team made up of T90 official playing here as the yellow Berbers and the MBL playing over here as the red Britons. Now, this is a tournament that is it is a best of 5 situation. And we're here in game 1. So let me actually get a scoreboard set up uh, very quickly here. So enable scoreboard, best of 5. This is Up2Imp. Sorry about this. And this is 1-1 in this order. And, oh, what is the other team's name? Let me find out. Oh, let me find out real quick. Playing against. Come on. Kurtular. I think this is what it is. Pretty sure that's the team name there. And T90 said before this series. Now, I will hopefully have the first 2 games up for you before this game. But if not, because the Recs are not available yet, so let's go back to watching this. If the Recs are not yet available, and actually the series is not listed on the spectator dashboard at the moment under the tournament on the Terra Nova page. So, wanted to get this stuff out of the way here at the beginning of the game. I do not know these players, Yasin and Ronotovi. And T90 before the tournament said, I don't know these guys, so MBL and I are favorites. And no practice has been done by MBL or T90. And I would say Yasin and Ranatovi have practiced as they've taken a game off of T90 and MBL so far. And over here, so MBL playing the Britons, T90 as the Berbers, some classic Knight cavalry civs. On the other side, we have Yasin over here in the blue, facing up again with the Britons, facing closer to T90's Berbers, and on the right-hand side of the map. So it's north versus south. On the right-hand side of the map, we have Ronotovi playing as the Indians up against the MBL's Britons. So this ought to be interesting. The Indians could be a pretty good counter to T90's Berbers. However, in team games, Indians generally aren't the play, as camels just are not as good against archers as knights are. So we'll see how this plays out. We'll see if this works out. Let's take a look at the map, shall we? We'll zoom out. I like this feature. This might be a little too far out for a lot too far out for you if you're on mobile. But we have all 4 players kind of up right on their raised up little area. And it looks like a lot of gold. Each player has looks like 10, 20, 30 patches. 30? No. Okay, 25 tiles of gold. Each player has 25 tiles of gold, but then there's no neutral golds whatsoever on this map. So 25 tiles, and that is what you get. And also the stones are on these trenches between the players. So there's a trench between every player full of stone, and no player has stone in their base. So all 4 players are going to have to go out to the trenches if they want stones. There's also some lions out here, so you got to be careful of sending villagers across. Although it looks like the lions are not spaced between the players so much as between allies. Let's see. No, there's lions over here between between MBL and Ronatoven. Now, MBL bringing in his boar. Looks like the players also start with a pretty normal amount of sheep. Pretty normal amount of sheep. T90 pushing in some deer. Yasin up here in the northwest. On the boar, headed out for the second lumber camp. And Ronatoven on boar and deer, pushing boar and deer. It's elephant and ostrich. Headed out to the right. Ronotoven has some nice, easy walls, actually. Super easy walls. This is going to be a very defensive play by Ronotoven. But Yasin does not have that same luxury. Still can be very defensive. Some small walls to the TC could wall this up very nicely for Ronotoven, but that leaves necessary to wall up this gold. A wall here, though, and across here, around here. I mean, it's a fairly wallable map. MBL, as the joke goes, we're at minute 7. MBL full walled, and he doesn't have near as wallable of a base as Ronotoven. T90 getting walled up as well with another very wallable base. So this game is going to be defensive. We're going to see a lot of the military dance. Doesn't look like... Okay, we have a barracks coming down for Yasin at 20 pop on the way up to the feudal age. MBL. MBL going for a drush. Oh, we've got action. MBL's going to get in on Ronotoven. Ronotoven not expecting this play from MBL. And I guess the quick walls up out of the wood line with a 2 militia drush in for MBL. On the Up2Imp. Up2Imp. I can't do the T90 impression. So we'll... that's nice. T90 also brought his scout along. So T90 and MBL both kind of drushing this Ronotoven player who's walling things up, keeping wood lines protected. And they're going to try and take out the mill for this player. On the other side of the map, we got 2 archer ranges being dropped immediately for Yasin. And T90 immediately dropping the stable with 2 villagers. We are seeing the stable as well for Ronotoven here in the north. Down south of him, MBL not yet up to feudal age. Not even clicked up. So this is going to be a Drush FC from MBL. Based on these numbers, we're going to see a Drush FC. So that ought to be interesting. Spearman coming out for Ronotoven to ward off this Drush. The scouts of it anyway. Archers, not really out yet for anybody. So MBL is going to be on his own in feudal age. Sorry, T90 is going to be on his own in feudal age. I would expect T90 to play this incredibly defensively and try to just boom his way to the castle age as well. Making 5 scouts though, so not going to be full defense for Ronotoven, or sorry, Yasin up here. Yasin, I don't know how to say it, so forgive me as I do my best. Doing the small walls like I suggested, except walling this up as well, so just keeping that gold very safe. I like that play from Yasin. Ronotoven finally getting the walls in. The Drush cleared up and headed out across the map to try to find some damage. But, you know, T90 and MBL both full walled. Now Yasin full walled and Ronotoven full walled. So everybody very safe. Well, full walled except for right by the town center. Everybody's very safe. But Yasin is going to combine forces with Ronotoven and try to pressure MBL. MBL just now reaching the feudal age. And immediately dropping 2 archery ranges. No, archery range, blacksmith to get that fast castle in. And let's see. MBL. He's going to be able to pull it off. We'll see if he dies on the way up. But he's certainly going to be able to pull it off. And T90 looking to find some damage over here on Yasin. Not going to happen. 5 scouts. Not going to be able to find damage as T90 working his way up to the next age as well. And I'm not even worried about MBL letting this army in until these archers get here. So MBL should notice these archers and probably drop a market behind this as well. Because a market's 4 tiles, a market behind the walls means your villagers are safe. T90, or sorry, MBL, gonna have to add a second layer of houses, but MBL also on the way up to the castle age. The second layer of house walls are up for MBL. He's got to run this villager away, but going to be just fine as MBL. Archers on the way out, going to have an equal archer number. T90 did find a way in, ran past the town center, looking for some damage. Not going to find any as there are archers and a spearman out here to try to make sure these scouts do not find any damage. But hey, this is what you do. Be annoying, keep the army at home, because if Yasin had sent everything forward, then T90 would be able to find a little bit of damage here. And so you don't want that as Yasin. So Yasin has kept, has kept the army here. T90 just runs right back out, still with 5 scouts alive, just a little bit of damage. The house was broken, but a gate added behind funneled that right into the TC. And MBL, ooh, the scouts got in though. The scouts did get in. MBL going to be losing some of these archers just before he gets into crossbow, so that's annoying. You don't love to see that. But MBL up to Castle Age. Not quite Imp, as the name would suggest. Up2Imp? No, not yet. Up to Castle Age with 2 archery ranges already out, and he's going to need to wall that up. If I were him, I would do that now before those scouts try to get out. But MBL in Castle Age going to be getting in those archer upgrades very quickly, dropping second town center. Not going to all in this by any means, and T90 over here almost on the way up, or on the way up to Castle Age as well. But ronotovi also just about in with Castle Age and going to be going heavy into the camel production. And these are Indian camels. And sorry about the sneezes. Apologies. These are Indian camels, which have extra pierce armor. Ooh, big push coming in on T90, who does not yet have a military waiting to get up to the next stage. T90 smartly going ahead and moving those lumberjacks away. Pressure coming in on the gate. T90 is already walled up behind the gate. Knows that he has to get an army out before he can deal with this. This is a great position. If you're a knight player and you're in this position, you expect to be in this position, and you are fine with it. ronotovi instantly dropping 2 more town centers. Going to be going for the 3 TC Indian boom with 2 stable camel production. And these bad boys already have 2 pierce armor. Going to be adding the 3rd one in, whereas the knights over here for T90 that are now on the way out, I believe the pierce armor is about the same for them. MBL headed over. It's going to clear this up for T90. Weirdly, though, MBL does not have upgrades yet on these archers. These are no more upgraded than the feudal archers of Yasin. And they're both Britons, so the range numbers should be the same. MBL. Weird decision. 1 knight out with, 3 pierce armor already for the knights, but the camels are here. Weird decision by MBL. T90 must have felt pretty desperate at the exact moment. I'm a little confused. Okay, now crossbow coming in. Now we're getting some Castle Age upgrades, but I'm confused that MBL has just ignored Castle Age upgrades altogether here. With this fast castle time, turned it into a 3 town center boom. The eco for Up2Imp is a little bit ahead, 5 villagers ahead for Up2Imp, and I think they have a little bit of PTSD from last game when they went heavy into the military and lost. I believe that has happened. Anyway, I'm not watching these in order, casting these in order, so hopefully you'll get them in order, but I'm not casting them in order, unfortunately. These crossbowmen of MBL headed back to his own base. Now, as still no upgrades, MBL gonna fast imp this. No, I mean boom into imp. Just booming into imp. But Kurtular, Mr. Yasin, is gonna have quite the military when he reaches. This is gonna be quite the military for Up2Imp to fight, as it's 32 to 40 military, and the production is just much better for Kurtular than it is for Up2Imp. Let's see, MBL, not even close to, I guess actually, those numbers down here. We can see Imp is not out of the question, but it's just, man, like, okay, now crossbow production beginning, but no upgrades yet. Now, you do want to hold up off the upgrades. You don't want to get upgrades that you're not using, right? But MBL not really planning on using them, apparently. As he just is not getting any upgrades. And this is going to be quite a problem. Quite a problem here for Up2Imp. As here's the crossbowman. Why are there not upgrades on these? I'm so confused. This doesn't look good. Honestly, I'm very concerned. 110 to 91 on the villagers, but 42 to 48, and okay, the villager numbers are going to start evening up. As now, Yasin is going to just go with one PC and go for a lot of crossbows. I don't think breaking down that wall really helps anything. But it's just full defense from MBL and T90. Just looking at Eco booming it out, but ronotovi is right there in villagers with everybody else. Well, he's 10 behind. I guess he's 10 behind MBL, but right there with T90. 3 behind T90. And gonna pressure this archery range. Not gonna happen. Although a few archers caught out. Crossbowmen getting caught out for MBL. Second town center now being added by Yasin. Up here in the north. And down here in the southern corner of the map, MBL going to lose an archery range. Adding another one behind. But really the production not going very well for MBL. Very concerned about this situation. Are we seeing siege? What is the game plan? It's just more eco, less military. But the eco numbers... I guess the military numbers are only 4 apart, but I just don't like it. It feels very odd to me. The KD, you can see MBL has a negative KD, T90 has a negative KD as well. So Yasin with a very positive kill-death ratio. And everybody on 3 town centers, though, except for Yasin. But as a Britain player, you don't 3 town centers. And T90 getting some nice pickoffs on reinforcement. Well done, T90, to find that. And Yasin now adding the 3rd town center. And like I said, as the Britons, you can lag behind it in eco as long as you have military numbers. Okay, so MBL now engaging. Some upgrades. Actually, neither player has that 2nd armor upgrade on their crossbows. So the crossbows are fighting with equal upgrades now. Let's see. How would this fight... Whoa, sorry, apologies. How would this fight go down? It looks like T90. And wow, okay. MBL suddenly has more crossbows, so just put his foot on the gas. Where? Oh, with a 4 archery range production now, but the camel's streaming towards T90's base, and there's a hole. That is a hole. I don't know if T90 realizes that. He's going to lose some villagers. As MBL and T90 have to head home. They were headed forward, heading across the base, but now the army's streaming into T90's base as he tried to add more stables. But the military advantage now in favor of Up2Imp as well. So yeah, Kurtular have to make something happen here, and I don't foresee that being the case. Don't think they're going to be able to get anything to happen before this military can reach them. 1 stable destroyed, yes, but not enough. And in comes the big battle. But they can't take this. Kurtular can't take this. This will be just a good cleanup for MBL and T90 as these camels are just going to melt with their, 3 pierce armor versus the 4 of the knights. It's not enough. And wow, just an absolute clear up. This has got to be GG. When you go down to no military like this, and MBL selling everything, MBL, I would say MBL has to be clicking Up2Imp. Yeah, MBL going to the Imperial Age, dropping buildings for that, I would assume. Hey, I'm happy. Hey, the pros forget buildings too. Even MBL forgets buildings. I shouldn't be happy that I have a problem that MBL has, because MBL is not the pro you want to model your game after, because his game is very wild, very messy, very all in. ronotovi also looking at Imperial Age, trying to get a fast imp in and hoping that will be enough with heavy and then Imperial Camel, but MBL already on the way up. So those Imperial Camels are not going to be a game changer because MBL is already on the way up. T90 is trying to break in everywhere and able to double up here. So here come the camels. It's not going to be enough. Archers pop out. Camels engage right now. I mean, you might as well pop these archers all out. If you're taking an engagement with the camels. Yep, the archers pop out. Camels engaged. But the knights are in. Over here on the left, there's a few knights in, as they can waltz around the base. And the big archer ball of MBL, not cleaned up, not even close. Still 52 crossbowmen on the field for MBL. As Up2Imp have taken this game very decisively. Wow. That I was worried there for a minute with that eco approach. I was worried that it wouldn't be enough, but it certainly has been. I think when MBL hits Imp, we're going to see the resign as ronotovi is saying, hey, wait, just hold. I will have Heavy Camel and then Imperial Camel, which both take forever to get anyway. And realizing that these are going to be arblisters, you're not going to be happy. You're going to realize that Britain arbs are just going to be too much for your camels. You'll see the range increase. They right now have 5+3 range. That will be 5+4 in just a moment. 5+4 range. I would not be surprised to see the GG right about now. Nope, not yet. ronotovi saying no. Oh, nope, there it is. Okay, the GG called. Good game. So that's the game. As MBL and T90 official Up2Imp have taken this game number 3, giving them a 2-1 series lead. Let's take a quick look at the statistics, and then I have to get into the next game. All right, let's see. Military statistics. The KD ratio 2.55 for MBL. That tells you everything you need to know. MBL just okay. I like this, and I like it like this. I hope this isn't confusing for you, but this is how it makes sense to me. You can see the comparison, between each player, how thick their line is. I got used to this old style. Anyway, that's everything you need to know. T90 also with the 1.59, playing as the meat shield. Therefore, yep, and technology. Statistics, you can see that in time from MBL. It just ended the game, but it was this cast time. Well, it's actually the boom, the eco boom. You can see. Let's go back and look at this. Society stats. You can see the villager numbers. ronotovi had the highest, but if you see the okay, so let's go to right here, and there you can see MBL 56, 10 villagers ahead of everybody. APM stats are real quick. You can see all these players are pretty quick, except for ronotovi. Wow. Yeah, very cool. I'm gonna have to look up this player a little bit later to see who this player is, because that's not very fast. That's my speed, and I'm happy to see that at the top level with each of these players having around a 60 APM and ronotovi. Sorry, ronotovi. I apologize, ronotovi. As I've been saying that wrong the whole time. All right, let's get into the next one. I hope you enjoyed this game. We'll see you in the next game.